Okay, so we're gonna just do a lovely restorative sequence that helps hopefully the relief of a headache. So just get yourself ready, have your blanket on top of your usual yoga mat, just to create that feeling of bed. Have the bolster underneath your knees, have some blocks underneath your feet, have a blanket to cover yourself over with. I need to just change my microphone, just 1 second. There you go. Let me just make sure that that's swapped over. Okay, you should hear me clearly. Can you hear me more clearly? Yeah, okay. Good. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head. If you've got something to cover your eyes with, that can help as well. Just to keep the eyes closed, to keep the darkness in. So just get yourself ready. Cover yourself up. And just gently release onto the floor. So these first minute or two, it always feels really good. If you've been on the go all day, then these first few minutes feel really indulgent and luxurious. Just the ability to release onto the ground, just to let go of any tensions in the body, just let the floor support you. Just listen to the breath. Listen to the breath as you inhale and exhale. Just observe where the physical body makes contact with the ground. Observe where the bolster supports the backs of the knees, the blocks support the backs of the feet, backs of the legs. How the floor supports the spine. Consciously soften your jaw by drawing your lower teeth away from your upper teeth. Soften your tongue in your mouth. Soften the teeth. So I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, but release your gums. Release the gums around your teeth. Relax your teeth. So it's actually quite a profound relaxation that you get when you consciously relax your teeth. Relax the gums around the teeth. Just let the body relax into the ground. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet. So that the underside of the foot begins to tingle with consciousness. Relax the underside of the feet, relax the soles of the feet. Let the skin and the muscles and the bones relax. Relax the face and the jaw and the gums. Relax the soles of the feet. Draw your consciousness to the tops of your feet. Draw your attention to the tops of your feet and relax the skin of the tops of the feet. Relax your shins into the calf muscles. Soften the muscles around the kneecap and allow the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs. Relax the fronts of the thighs into the backs of the thighs so that the legs become heavy. Push your out breath down into the thighs, into the shins. Draw your attention into your pelvis and allow the pelvis to relax, spreading into the hips. Relax the abdomen and the diaphragm. Relax the rib cage. Just sinking into the ground. Soften the rib cage and the shoulders and allow your arms to sink into the ground. Softening the upper arms and the elbows and the forearms and the wrists. Letting the palms become heavy on the floor. Soften the arms into the floor, all the way down into the hands. Let the palms of the hands look up to the ceiling. Let the fingers gently bend. Soften your shoulders. Relax the throat and relax the skin around the face and the back of the skull. Again, consciously softening the jaw and the tongue and the throat and the teeth. Soften the face and the jaw and the tongue and the gums. Just basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. Just enjoy the sensation of relaxation and the feeling that there is no demand on the physical body. Just relaxing into the ground, feeling the floor supporting the body. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Just take the cover from your eyes if you were wearing it. And then bend your knees, bring your feet apart, have the knees together, just resting your back into the floor for a moment. Okay, and then just gently roll over onto your side, onto your right side. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into a seated position, just holding your knees, just observing how your energy has changed. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of poses that just help to eradicate or to kind of treat a headache. So the first one is a seated eagle pose. So sit on a bolster. This is a little more active than we would kind of typically do, but it's a nice pose just to soften out discomfort in the shoulders. So sit on the bolster in Virasana. So you're sitting back on your heels and have the knees close together. And then just stretch your arms out in front and then cross the right hand underneath the left hand, and then see if you can bring the palms together. So you're kind of crossing your hands over, and then just lift your arms up to the ceiling. So soften into it. So there's a crossing over of the hands. Just close your eyes and allow the shoulders to open. You can draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just letting the back of the neck lengthen out. And then raise your head. Maybe raise the chin a little to the ceiling. And then bring your head back level. So you can just let the arms sit in the chest a little. So just be soft. Observe how the pose changes the breath. So just sitting up on the front edge of the seat bones, lifting the chest a little, but just being gentle with the extension. Again, you can draw your chin down to meet the chest, just stretching out the back of the neck, and bringing the chin to the ceiling a little if that feels comfortable, and then just bring the head level, just letting the arms just stay together. Okay, and then just uncoil your arms, just rest your hands on your thighs for a moment, just observe the lightness of your shoulders. And then stretch your arms out in front. This time bring the left hand under, cross the hands over, cross the elbows across, and then just see if you can bring your hands together, so just the other way. Again, just let the arms kind of rest down, but point the fingers to the ceiling. Let the chin draw down to the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. And then draw your chin up to the ceiling, if that feels comfortable to do. And then bring your head level. Breathe into the back chest. Again, draw your chin down to meet the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. And then raise the chin to the ceiling. And then bring the head back level. Just feeling the shoulders, shoulder blades opening up. Breathe into the back chest between the shoulder blades. And then gently release your arms, just rest your hands on your thighs for a moment, just observing the breath. Just observing the openness of your shoulders. Good. So we're going to do our legs up the wall pose. So have a bolster along the wall. So Andrew, I think you should avoid this one. I'm going to give you a different pose to do. So for you, Andrew, I want you to just have the bolster underneath your back like this, and then just lay yourself along the bolster. Have the bolster underneath your head, the blanket underneath your head, and then just come into this. I don't think you should go upside down for a long time. So if there's any kind of reason why you shouldn't go upside down, then do that pose. Otherwise, bring your bolster close to the wall, and then just roll yourself over onto the bolster and stretch your legs up the wall. Let the legs just rest on the wall, and then either have your arms resting to the sides, or what's really nice is to just let the arms rest over your head slightly, over the top of your head, just resting on the floor over your head. So just either of those two poses, just allow yourself to release down into the floor. So as you know, as we progress into our sequence, I'll speak less and less, so that you can just relax without having to listen. You don't have to pay attention, you can just allow the body to release. Again, you can cover your eyes in either of those two poses and rest yourself into the floor. Give yourself permission to relax. Because through relaxation, we really find our energy. We restore our energy. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just bend your knees, pull your knees in towards your chest, and then just roll off your bolster. And just stay down for a moment or two. Don't get up too quickly because you will go dizzy. When you're ready, when you've recovered, just sit yourself in cross legs, just hold onto your knees. Just observe how your energy has changed. Okay, so we're going to do our butterfly pose. We're in a reclining action. So have a bolster, have a block and a block like that. And then have your bolster on a little ramp like this. So you might need a couple of extra blocks if you've got them. If not, don't worry. Have a blanket for your head. So we're going to bring our feet into the butterfly position, like Supta Baddha Konasana. And then you're just going to put a couple of blocks on the outsides of your thighs just to support your thighs. And then you just guide yourself down onto the bolster. And then let the feet fall apart. Just if it's uncomfortable in your hips, just put more support underneath so you kind of just make the blocks higher like that. Just let the hands rest to the sides of the body. Just allow the body to really release into the ground. Remember, if the pose doesn't feel comfortable, just adjust until it does. Again, you can cover your eyes or keep your eyes closed. If your head feels like it's rolling back, then put a bit of extra lift underneath you to the back of your head. Just fold up your blanket a bit more. So maybe you feel like you don't need the blocks on the outsides of the thighs so close to the body, so just support the knees with the blocks. Just allow yourself to release into the pose. just go back to the jaw and soften the jaw by drawing the lower teeth away from the upper teeth. Soften the tongue, soften the throat, and relax the teeth. Relax the gums. Okay, bring your hands down onto the floor. Push yourself up, lift the chest, and then just bring yourself up into cross legs. Just cross legs in, holding onto your knees, just again observing your energy. Observe the energy around the chest and the lightness at the back of the neck and around the shoulders. Okay, we're going to do, this is a little gentle back bend, but again, Andrew, I think you should avoid doing this one. So for Andrew, instead, you're going to have the bolster underneath your knees and the folded blanket for underneath your head, and go back into our basic relaxation pose, the one we started with. Otherwise, we're going to have two blocks, two bolsters, if you've got them. If you haven't, then you can just have a bolster underneath your chest and then some cushions for underneath your legs. So we're just going to sit ourselves onto the bolsters and then get a belt if you've got a belt, and then loop the belt around your legs and then bring it just around the tops of the shins, and then just tie the legs together. Not really tight, just so that they stay in place. And then you're going to come down onto your back, and your shoulders are going to come off the edge of the bolster. So yeah, I might have to just adjust a few times to find the right place. So it's like Setu Bandha. So you're going to bring the shoulders down onto the floor, your head, the back of the head on the floor, and then you just rest down with your head on the floor. So just adjust if this feels uncomfortable in your back. So you might have to shuffle off the bolster a little, just let the legs relax. And then have the shoulders on the floor, your head on the floor. So restorative bridge pose. It's a little bit like Dvipada Viparita Dandasana. Let the body relax into the floor. So as ever, find your comfort. Just until you are comfortable if you're uncomfortable. So this sequence hopefully helps to soothe the headache. Just bring quietness to the brain, relaxation to the head. Okay, Andrew, you stay in basic relaxation pose. The others just slip your feet out of the belt, and then gently roll onto your side, just onto your right side. Just come off the bolster, just roll down onto the floor. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just Andrew, you stay where you are. Otherwise, just being cross legs for a moment. Just observe your energy. And then for the last couple of minutes, we're going to come into our basic relaxation pose, everyone. So just have a bolster underneath your knees. Have your folded blanket underneath your head. And then just allow yourself to completely release into the floor. Again, you can cover your eyes if you prefer. Just keep your eyes closed and allow the body to relax. Just let the muscles unhook in the arms and the legs. Let the physical body become heavy. Observe as you allow the body to become heavy, that feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles. Radiates into the muscles and the organs. That energy that radiates from the bones into the muscles and into the organs and into the flesh and into the skin. Use your in-breath and out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness evenly throughout the body, down into the toes and into the fingers and up into the top of the head. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, just bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have your feet apart and your knees together a moment, just resting your back into the floor. And then gently roll over onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position, just a final cross legs with your hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Consciously draw your breath down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. Good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions bring to the body and to the mind. Bring the chin down to meet the chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Just connecting the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb, a gesture of wisdom and peacefulness that you can carry into your evening. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel calm, quiet in the brain, and ready for a good